All right, 2025 Sunset Rewind back at you. Christmas was yesterday, but we've got a late Christmas gift for you. We got CIF champion coach Ray Fenton with us today. Thank you so much for being here today, Coach. Yeah, it seems like just yesterday we saw that playoff game, the championship. We're celebrating with the Griffins. A lot of accolades going on right now. I know, Ray, you're very humble, but 2025 LA Times Coach of the Year, Long Beach Press Telegram Coach of the Year, been the Coach of the Year in 3 different states, if I recall. Arizona, Nevada, California, 2-time CIF champion, international coach in Australia.
I didn't know that till the way down. Dole told me that.
Yeah, coached hundreds of college players, D1 players, some NFL guys. Coach, long time coming, but thank you so much for being here.
Hey, I'm grateful for you guys and what you do for our sport and the old Sunset League. I mean, have a strong affection for those guys that play in it. And I remember when we were kind of getting out, we had a meeting, all the head coaches, and I said, hey, I'm not going to ask any of you to play because I don't want to play you. I have too much respect for you. I like you guys. We're all friends. Yeah. And one of us is going to have to lose, and I don't want to be either one of us. So let's just try. We'll schedule outside. Obviously, Edison's in our league, and we continue to play them, and that's a great rivalry game for us. But we haven't played anybody in the old Sunset League in the last 2 years.
So let's start from the beginning, like kind of how it all got started. Where did you go to high school? How did you get introduced to football? And kind of just take us through the journey.
Sure. I went to Cypress High School, played Cypress Pop Warner. Actually, I started in Tri-City Pop Warner, or Junior American, and it was away from my elementary school, so I wanted to play with my friends. So at 10 years old, we came over and played Cypress Pop Warner and grew up through there. And, you know, that was the day when you grew up playing with your guys, and you went all the way through middle school and high school. In those days, 7, 8, and 9 was the middle school or junior high, and you had ninth grade football. Oxford.
Okay. Oh.
When regular kids could go there.
Oh,
yeah, it was
okay.
different. It's different now, but when regular kids like me could go there.
Okay.
And they had tackle football then.
We had tackle football then, yeah. And the whole district played each other, and they had a district championship. And at Lexington, you went to Lexington?
No, I'm a South County guy.
Oh, that's right. Your
Toro.
Mission, yeah. So Lexington was a big rival for us, and so was Orange View. But those are all the guys that we played with in Pop Warner.
Right.
And then we went and played each other in middle school, and then our team ended up winning our side, and we played South in the championship and won 8-0. You know, that's God dang, that's I can't tell you how long ago that is, and you can still remember that in football so clearly, those little games. And I can tell you almost play by play. And one of the closest friends of my life is Darren Weeda, and he was our quarterback of that team and went on to Cypress High School, and he was a quarterback then. And back it all the way up, I mean, I played quarterback at 8, 9, and 10 years old, and I didn't want to play quarterback. And 11, I was still a quarterback, but at 12, Darren and I got on the same team, and he was a quarterback. I was like, oh, thank God, somebody else can play.
It's all you now. Take over.
Yeah, and let me play anything else. So from then on, it was great friendship. I mean, we even went, I was a receiver in high school, and we even went to a egg toss contest at Knott's Berry Farm. We both worked at Knott's Berry Farm, and we won it, you know, so it was like a good combination from then on. And a matter of fact, when my first head job was in Arizona, Darren was still in California. I said, hey, I need a loyal guy that I could trust on my staff, and will you come out? And he moved his family out and got hooked up with our school, and that's just the type of guy he is. Right? And then when I went to Las Vegas from there, he went to Las Vegas with us, you know, and he went to almost every one of our playoff games this year. And
I was talking with him on the sideline.
Right, and that's what football does, right? It creates that brotherhood, that true brotherhood, that even though you have different parents, you really do feel like family. And whether we're playing against each other at 8 or against each other in middle school or with each other in high school, it creates that family bond for sure.
Well, talk about that. At what point in your life did you realize that, hey, I want to make a career out of this. I want to be a football coach. That's what I want to do for a living.
Yeah, because I couldn't do anything else. I mean,
you find what you're good at and do it, right?
I get back I'm in college and I'm done competing, and I'm in the weight room at Cypress High School and just working out. You know, they let you come back and lift. And John Selby was just named the head football coach at Cypress. So he comes into the weight room. And he was my position coach in high school, right? So we started talking. He goes, hey, what are you doing next year? And I go, I don't have any idea, to be quite honest with you. And he goes, why don't you coach with me? And I go, well, that sounds great, but I'll start with, you know, the freshmen or whatever. And he goes, no, you'll learn with the varsity. I go, hey, I can't coach varsity right now. He goes, I'll teach you. And he didn't just teach us about football. He taught us about life, and he taught us about a whole bunch of other things that goes on with being in a leadership role and through football and everything that I am as a coach today. A lot of that is because of my time, my 9 years with John Selby, and I'm so grateful for that time.
He's a great human being. I mean, everybody loves John Selby.
Yeah, there isn't too many people that can say anything bad about him, for sure.
So you spent a couple years at Cypress, and then you ultimately left the state. Was that by design? Was it because there was some openings there and nothing in Orange County at the time? Or why did you leave SoCal to go out of state, and then you ultimately did come back?
Yeah, so they weren't hiring teachers at that time when I was ready to finally teach, and I'm a substitute teacher, and I can remember that a long-term job came open. I'm an assistant at Cypress High School. I've been there 9 years, and a long-term sub job came open. And the principal didn't even look my way on it. And I just thought, whoa, I see the writing on the wall. I'm never going to get hired. My wife was teaching at Walker Middle School at the time. And we were standing in the Colorado River where we love to go ski and vacation, all that stuff. And, man, the sun was setting, and it was so beautiful. And I just looked at my wife. I go, how would you like to live here? And she goes, sure. Well, on Monday I called the school, and on Thursday we had an interview. And it was just a different world, in order to get keys in this area from the school, you pretty much have to sign in blood.
It's like Fort Knox.
Yeah, and it was so refreshing there. The principal goes, okay, meet me in the parking lot at Kmart off Highway 95. Yeah, and I was like, man, I love this place. I love that, man. I love that little kid. He shows up in board shorts and flip-flops and interviews us in the parking lot. And then about a week later, I was on the field as an assistant coach. I'd loaded up the truck, and I said, okay, hey, football's starting in a week. I got to get out there. And my wife took care of everything else, and she met us out there. And, we both signed our contracts, $20,000 each a year to work at River Valley High School, Mojave Valley.
This is about, 1995 or so, around there?
Yeah, it was 94. Funny 94? You say that. And it was just, when we were loving the place, loving the area, everything was great. Our house, when I talked about our house, we had a house built on a great lot and great area for $125,000.
Wow.
And just like, it was
you still have it?
Imagine that now.
No, we don't have it. But we do have a place there, so I still love going there. And as a matter of fact, I'll be there in a couple of days. So,
now, was that the school that it wasn't that uncommon to see a rattlesnake going across the field? I remember you telling me that story.
Listen,
I don't do rattlesnakes.
I'm raised here. And I remember our first meeting was in the theater at the school meeting, and there was a bat flying around. And my wife's looking at me like, what'd you get us into? And the science teacher got up, who's a great friend of mine today, Tom Mays, and he caught it with a net, and he took it to his room, and I don't know what he ever did with it. And then my wife calls me from one office to the other and says, hey, can you come over here? I think there's a scorpion in my office. And there's a big giant scorpion in there that I just stepped on for her. And she went, well, what are you doing to me? Yeah. And it was like, oh, well, we're living in the desert. But it was, we had some great stories. And one of them was we get out to the practice field. I'm an assistant coach my first year. And one of the guys goes, hey, there's baby rattlesnakes on the field today.
More than one.
Yeah, snakes, plural. And, man, I cannot stand snakes. Anyways, I go, oh, okay. And he goes, well, I go, baby snakes, right? And he goes, well, they're worse because they don't turn off their venom once they get you. And I literally stood on the bench, and I was like, guys, what are we doing? And they got him, and they killed him, and they buried him. They cut the heads off. And I was like, is it safe to practice now? Right. Can we practice? They go, yeah. And it was just like another day for them. And it was a great experience and learning moment for me coming from here and going out there in the desert and dealing with snakes and scorpions.
Whole wildlife episode, because I remember when we were at Webb up there in Claremont, I saw a tarantula one time when I was on your coaching staff. And then you had said, then once in a while bears would roam on campus and deer would be on the field.
So Webb, same deal, right? It's right on the foothills in Claremont, which is so beautiful. Yeah. And there's trails that go everywhere. And I can remember, I love to run on the trails, and especially up there. And I would just run, and every now and then you had to be alert because there's snakes just sitting there waiting to get you. And I was just like, this again scares the heck out of me, but didn't take my love for running away. And I can remember one time there was just this. I'm running on this trail, fairly big trail, and I just hear this commotion coming from the bushes next to me, and something is pacing me. Something is running with me. I'm running by myself, and all of a sudden this big old deer comes out of the bush, and he runs for about 10 yards with me and then jumps back in. And I was like, what a great experience, but it scared me to death. I had a little bit of adrenaline going after that. That run became a lot easier on the way back.
This is how much this is how much these gentlemen love coaching football. They're willing to take all these risks.
Put themselves in harm's way, literally.
To coach
right?
football.
So how did you ultimately end up back in Southern California? And when you started that run, you started at Cypress. How did that all go about?
So 95, we're blessed with our son, TJ. And
Your offensive coordinator?
Yeah,
Now.
yeah. So we're in, of course, the middle of the desert, which is, I mean, we loved it when it was just me and her, but we're not going to raise our family there, at least we don't think. So, again, we're making $20,000 a year. We couldn't afford to come back here yet.
Right.
And so God moved us to Vegas and opened a brand new school called Foothill High School in Henderson right when you come in. And they split from another school, and they were just like baby steps. So the other school they split from was 0-10 in football. And if you wanted to stay at your school, you could, or if you wanted to transfer. But if you were a freshman, you had to go. So our freshman class was really the big class, everything else. In our first year there, we had 5 kids that ever played high school football before on the varsity football team.
Wow.
Yeah, we took a beating without question.
Right.
Took a beating, but able to get that thing turned around. And we were in the state semis in year number 5, and then the Cypress High School job opened. And I looked at my wife and I just said, well, what do you think? I mean, our son now is in elementary school. Do we want to go back and raise him the way we were raised? Because here in California, especially in Orange County, you can be anything you want.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, literally. And she said, sure. And I go, well, let's see if they'll hire us. Because we got to go both, right? She's a dance teacher, so.
No, she is the dance teacher. My years in Cypress. Her class is like the favorite class on campus.
Listen, Dr. Carpenter, who hired us back, he always says, hey, we hired her so we could get you, but she's by far the better deal of the two. She's way better than you. And
she's an amazing human being, and every kid loves her class, and it's,
Yeah, so they offered her an opportunity to start a dance program at Cypress, and it was in the wrestling room. I can remember she'd always talking about kids were breaking their toes on the wrestling mat because they're dancing with no shoes on, and that's where it all started for her, and now she's doing some amazing things.
Oh, what
there.
she's turned that into, that program is phenomenal.
Well, as you guys know, I'm so proud to say she was just announced last Friday as a Teacher of the Year at Cypress High School.
Well-deserved award. Well-deserved.
I think so, but
she
I'm
could win that every year.
Just a little.
No, I taught with her for, 20 years, and she could win that award every year.
That's nice.
I did one of her competitions one year, the teacher, dancing with the teachers. Yeah, that was a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Do they still do that at the school, where they get
She
the teachers
does
and the
that.
students together and they have a competition?
Carrie's always involved in that stuff to get the community and the staff all together. She's always involved in that stuff.
So you go to Cypress, turn that program around. You win a CIF championship. I wanted to ask you, and we're going to kind of get into Los Al in a second here. You've been a part of a CIF championship under the old format, and you've been a part of a championship under the new format. Do you have a preference? What are your thoughts on how they do it now for the playoffs versus the old school way, where you were locked into a division no matter how you did in terms of wins and losses? Either you qualified and that's your division, or you didn't. Now it's kind of like it's a whole wide open thing.
Yeah, I think they did a good job now of after the season trying to match you up, because 1 through 16 now, 16 could be won at any time.
Correct.
Before 16, 15, 14, those guys didn't have a chance, and they were going to get blown out in the first round. But now it's just giving kids an opportunity to play football against another team that's like them, and the two best teams are going to grow up and play each other in the finals. No matter what level you are, whether it's Division I or Division 14, you got a chance to win the.
And all the rounds are pretty competitive. I mean, it used to be first round blowout. You get a bye if you're a 1 or 2 seed pretty much. Now, you're fighting for your lives every round.
Yeah, so the year we won it, but in the old format, we were an at-large team and got in. And we were matched up with the number 2 seed.
Laguna
Hills. I remember that.
Laguna Hills.
But then we took their seeding, right? And once we beat them, and we were able to make it all the way through. This year, I think we were 5 or whatever, but we ended up having to play the number 4 seed, the number 3 seed, and the number 1 seed. So to sit back this year and say, hey, I mean, if everybody made the playoffs, all 6 teams, you beat the 4, 3, and the 1 to win it. It was a great accomplishment for our guys.
So moving forward next year, how do you feel about the new Alpha League?
Oh, man, I'm so grateful that we don't have 4 teams.
Scheduling,
Right,
right?
scheduling's going to be a lot easier.
It was miserable to try and find games.
Yeah.
Games 6 and 7 is everybody's in league, and you might have to go at a section, and we just couldn't get that done this year. We couldn't find a 6 or a 7, and we finally found a 6, and it fell through towards at the very end, and we're still in July, and we only have 9 games.
And you got that
still.
week double zero
and then you're starting in
game.
July because you got a 0-0. Then you went to Hawaii. Hawaii used to
Right.
be the first game. Then you
Yeah,
take a break.
exactly.
I mean, it was like, man, that schedule's crazy.
That's the most difficult part about going to a 0-0. Obviously, we had to start in July, in the middle of July, which is fine. But having a double bye, game 6 and 7, we were off, and then you have to come back and play Edison, who's our rival.
At
We had-
SoFi.
In SoFi.
Yeah, so you have a 7 games in a row, right? Going 0-0 all the way to 5. And then you have 2 weeks off. And then what's going to happen during that 2 weeks? Because there's no blueprint that says, what do you do with 2 weeks off?
No.
And you're not
Who
allowed to
can
wear
you call?
pads, right?
No.
Yeah,
no.
so that's another issue.
Yeah, you're very limited on what you're allowed to do. So, things kind of make sense sometimes. And we just felt like that first week was a great week. When we played Calabasas, they had a different type of turf. And it was really interesting, and our guys had a hard time playing on it. We slipped and fell throughout the game. Well, come to find out, we learned that the person that put that turf in is the same person. He lives in that community, of course. Put the SoFi turf in, so we were going to play on the same turf,
Oh, really?
back to back, which was such a blessing. Now
Yeah.
we knew what it was like.
Right, you knew what to expect.
So that first week of bye, we just worked footwork fundamentals. It was just working our feet to make sure that we had the right placement when we're changing direction, because if you don't, it's going to come out from underneath you. And a lot of people don't understand that if you cut off your outside foot, you're going to be okay. But if you start making that cut off your inside foot in the direction that you're going, you usually slip and fall. If you watch any video, it could be football, it could be something on YouTube, whatever it is, when somebody slips and falls and you run it back, you look, oh, they're cutting off their inside foot. So we went 3 days of just technical footwork to get our guys ready to play in the
Paid off.
SoFi game.
You played a great game.
Ray, you're the master of doing stuff like that. I remember when I was on your coaching staff, and we were anything to get us an advantage as a team. You're watching film, even just the smallest little nuances. Remember 2009, we were going to play La Habra in the semifinals. Yeah. Coach Fenton.
I never got over that game, by the way.
No, neither have I. I'm
just
still not
telling you.
over it. I still
What
remember.
game you talking
Yeah,
about?
exactly.
Right? Yeah, I know.
So, Coach, they're the Highlanders. They try to create this atmosphere at La Habra High School like you're in the Scottish Highlands, the
Great
moors.
job.
They got
They do,
fog and
yeah,
everything.
Great job.
So Coach Fenn, as we're preparing for them, brings out these giant speakers he got from ASB or whoever it was, and we practice the whole practice listening to bagpipes.
Yeah.
Bagpipe music, yelling, communicating with the kids, just to create the atmosphere that we were going to play in.
And then you got Mr. Carry on to play the drums as we were marching out there. That fired me up. That was a great environment.
It was
It didn't go
awesome.
so well with the local families living in those homes that butt up to our
I
practice
remember
field.
that too.
We dealt with a whole bunch of complaints.
Right.
I mean, who wants to listen to bagpipes as loud as they can for
That's
for
what was so
2
great
hours?
about being on your staff is just the memories that, it was being on your staff wasn't only you were teaching me great football and the players and the other coaches great football, but we just had so much fun. We just had so much fun.
So let's fast forward to this year's team.
Yeah.
Those kids online talked a lot about the chemistry and the togetherness and how close they were. And it was clearly obvious. At what point did you know you had a special group? Was that like from day one, or did you kind of get together with your coaches and go, you know what, this is a special group?
Day one. Yeah. So, Oklahoma sends out some stuff to the high schools, and stuff that you could hold on to, try and help you. And they sent one of the things that it said when a coach holds a team accountable, that's just normal, right? It's just
Right.
kind of like a level one of a football team.
Right.
But when players hold each other accountable, you have something special. And we posted that up there, not knowing that this team was that team,
Yeah.
without any direction. It was just something that we identified in them early and said, man, they're holding each other accountable. My job is easy. I don't have to ever be the bad guy. I'm just a supportive guy and build a relationship guy. And I don't
You
have
got to be more of a good
man.
cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I can remember so many times this year that I would address a team, and I share this a bunch, and then I would walk away, and Lenny Ibarra would step up, and then he would address the team after me, and I'm walking away listening to him and going, man, I wish I would have said that instead of what I said. That's way better.
That sounds about right, Lenny Ibarra.
Yeah, when you have that type of leadership in your program, and then that type of unity where people are really following the leaders of your football team instead of pushing back, you have something special, and the end result is a great football season.
Well, he's got that military mindset.
going to Army,
leadership,
yeah,
that's
there's
why
a
he's going
reason.
to Army.
Yeah.
I remember, I think it's after your semifinal game, practice was over, and he's conditioning. I thought he'd gotten in trouble. I said, what'd you do, Lenny? He's like, no, I'm just getting some extra gassers in. This is a running back, a two-way starter. I mean, he probably took more damage than anybody.
Right.
And here he is doing extra conditioning after the fact.
Yeah, he plays almost every snap. He's our leader on defense and tackles, and of course our big play guy on offense. And the thing that really sets him apart when I see other elite players is when he is not getting the ball. He's a great blocker.
Yes.
There are so many times on film you see him blocking somebody 20 yards down the field and putting them on their back when he's not really involved in the play other than doing what he's supposed to do on paper. And when you see that and you show it and it inspires the rest of the kids, I really think our guys elevated to his level because, one, they didn't want to let him down. That guy's given everything he has to our football team, and they want to rise up to that. And it was super simple. The guys, hey, guys, watch this play. And that's all I had to say. I mean, it was just fate. Lenny's going to speak for himself here. He's a superstar, and he's not involved in this play. And look at it, he's blocking this corner 20 yards down the field out of bounds.
The camaraderie of that team this year was like, I can't recall. It was rare and it was special. How those kids always had each other's back. They talked about it. Mo would see them out in the community. They're polite, respectful young men. Their families were wonderful. I mean, the atmosphere that you were able to create at Los Al this year was remarkable. How do you build something like that?
Well, it comes from their families, right? I mean, we're not doing anything that the family, as far as trying to foster that the family hasn't already done. We just kind of, if they're saying the same thing at home that we're saying in a practice field or in meetings, you have something that's just like, oh, it's seamless.
Right.
But if you're fighting against that, if you're saying one thing, you have them for 2 hours, and then they go home, and then they get at the dinner table, they get something else, and they're bad mouthing you, and you come back and you spend an hour decompressing them and then getting back to what you're doing. We didn't have any of that this year.
Well, I know those parents did a great job. I mean, every week the seniors would get together, a family would host.
Yeah.
I mean, week after week, have nice dinner parties. I mean, you could see the closest of the players and the families. They were all on the same page, and it showed.
Yeah, it makes it fun, right? I mean, and that's a tradition that we didn't bring to Los Al that they had before we got there. It was a senior night dinner, but when you genuinely care for each other and you really do hang out, like people don't get it, right? They can sit down at a table and they can all be nice to each other, but what happens when everybody leaves the table? And I've shared this with you, Mo. I mean, when we look at film, obviously we're looking at the play, but we look at our sidelines too with our team and how many guys are involved that are standing on the sidelines talking about the players. Are they doing what they're supposed to be doing? Are they cheering? Are they bringing that energy? And then it progresses outside the 25 to who's standing on your sidelines. There are some people that you see standing on the sidelines that you thought were with you, and then it looks like they're rooting against you, right? And you see that on film because they don't think anybody's looking at them. And then you see guys like Mo who are truly invested in the sidelines. Like, man, who is that crazy guy? And you keep running it back trying to figure out who this guy is really celebrating the success of our team. And it's you. And I'm just saying, man, I'm with him forever because he's truly with us. It's not something that he said. We were just, we always gather information, and people will tell you an awful lot about him without saying words, and that film doesn't lie.
Actions speak louder than words.
And watching him be so excited for the success of our team says a whole bunch about you. So
well, my daughter's going there next year. I live in the community. I can't hide my,
No, and I think you probably do that for all the Sunset League teams, right? I mean, 100%. You were really tight, close. Both of you guys are. Everybody in this room is really close and root for the Sunset League. Even we do. I mean, we root for the old Sunset League, again, because I know the guys.
I wish everybody could go undefeated every year.
Your rivals, but Edison, we rode that train all the way to the end last year, and that was fun. You get to know the players, the parents, the community, and, anytime the playoffs come and you start whittling them down, we get to know the teams that are still alive a little bit more because we spend more time with them. And so last year was Edison. Well, the year before was CDM when they made the finals. Edison last year, you guys this year. So it's
so you and I are so much involved that we still got to square up. We owe the Los Al community. You and
I've got a mohawk coming, and Dole's got an LA tattoo coming.
Correct.
So that was the deal. The playoffs started.
Mr.
Be
McKenna.
grateful you have hair to do a mohawk.
Mine will grow.
That's
right.
Yeah.
Although it's slowly.
And wear that tat.
Mr. McKenna's already arranged the tattoo artist.
Oh yeah, he's not gonna let that go.
No.
Talk about a great guy, and our Booster Club president, and incredible vision on his end just to make things happen. And I just want to talk a minute about him, but
sure.
He did the Armed Forces game for us.
That was amazing. Those jerseys.
Which took a whole bunch. Usually that's just done by one person, and it was done by one person, but that's usually their only job. And he took it and he raised the money for the uniforms that we had, and on the back of the nameplate it said Army, Navy, Air Force, or Marines, and it was custom made for our guys, and it was a special event. With being the Armed Forces base is in our town, right? And it was just something that we had been missing that he brought to us. And then all the fundraising he did for our guys to experience the trip in Hawaii like we did. And listen, we're playing Marietta Valley, and it's a 2-hour and 30-minute bus ride if we leave at the normal time. And we don't want to leave and get 2:30 on a bus and get off and play. So we said, hey, will you guys fund this to go down there? And yeah, so they funded a team meal at one of the restaurants, and then we went to the movies after, and then we got out of the movies and then did our normal game time stuff. Instead of sitting on the bus, we got to again hang out together, and that cost a lot of money, and he spearheaded that for us.
And he's coming back next year, right? Even though his son's a senior and graduating.
That's the great thing about it, because tradition doesn't graduate, right?
Right.
And if you can keep guys in your program, especially a character of his, and a Kent Bickel, who was at Cypress High School way back when, and that says a lot about what you have going and how you treat people, but more importantly, is how we're so grateful that they're staying involved, because a lot of times it's a thankless job that they do, and we're grateful for them.
Los Alamitos really does have that one team, one town kind of feel. If you drive down Los Alamitos Boulevard, which is one of the ways I take to school sometimes, you would see those banners up on the side of military, and then they had football banners up for a while on Los Al Boulevard. And then even in the neighborhoods, Mo lives in Rossmore Highlands, you go around some of the houses in the neighborhood, they got Los Al signs in the front lawn. Gavin Vera lives right behind you. Like, we saw Mo had a picture of that.
Whose kid is this?
He's on number 26. Right. So I'm looking up. I'm like, oh, it's Vera. See in the corner of that sign right now. So you got the parents decorating the houses. It's got the whole one town, one team vibe in Los Al. That's the only show in town, and the community totally rallies behind the Griffins, and it's really awesome. It's got kind of this Midwest feel to it, where like just, hey, the Griffins are playing tonight. Go to the game, and especially now that there's that campus on stadium on campus. Excuse me. That's just amazing to go there. I know it's kind of
I'm glad you brought that up.
And stuff,
I want to cut you off, but I get more questions about this than anything else. What's the deal with the home games that you can play there versus when you can't?
It costs a lot of money to bring those bleachers in.
Okay.
So it's a funding issue where.
So, but what I mean, like sometimes you play at the vet. How come you can't play all your games at home?
It costs too much money.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So some games you can have there, but it comes at a cost.
Correct. Yeah. It comes at a cost. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize that. Now, are they going to expand that or make them permanent, or
they're working on that. Matt Bragman was on our staff this year. He's also a board member.
Okay, that helps.
I had an opportunity to speak to the chamber. So when I got done, he came up and introduced himself. He's a first-year board member,
right?
And we got to talking, and he's a kicker, or was a kicker at SMU. And I was just like, oh well, we do a poor job of coaching our kickers. Will you come out and will you help us?
Yeah, Beckham.
And he goes, sure, I'll come out a couple times, and he's just such a great selfless man that he found a way to organize his schedule to come out, and he was at every practice.
Wow.
He rode the buses with us. He was on the headsets for our games.
So he's all in.
And yeah, when you have a board member actually truly on your staff and invested the way that he was, and then people get to see it at the board level. They get to see actually what's going on deep inside your program and all the stuff that you work with. And he got to see what an advantage it is to play on campus. Not just us saying that. Now you have a board member saying, man, what a great experience, because it is a small town in Texas playing.
You have
there.
the chief of police in every game.
Listen, so
it's great.
It's not ironic that one town, one team, San Clemente and Los Al were in the final playing each other, because everybody's together in on it. And when we got on the bus, we did a walkthrough in the gym, got on the bus to go down to play that finals game. There was 3 police cars and a fire truck sitting outside, and we're just like, okay, what? And then we get in the bus, and they light it up, and sirens
go all the way.
Nice.
Yeah, we're going down the boulevard, and lights and sirens going.
Awesome.
Listen, they have a camera light over there on Catella that
right. No, I know.
Yeah. We went right through that thing. It was just like, hey, I was waving to the camera.
Yeah, right. Finally, I can run that thing.
And then we get off, so the fire truck stayed, right? And we get on the freeway, and the police cars come with us. And then we want to kind of just slide into San Clemente, and they light up lights and sirens coming into the parking lot. I go, well, I guess we're here.
They know we're here, right?
Yeah, so I guess we got to play now. But then, of course, we win and we come back. We get off the 405 back to the boulevard, and the fire truck's waiting for us. And they light it up, and we get back. So when you talk about a small town and everybody's in it together, you're exactly
awesome.
right, dead on.
Talking a little bit about next season, I won't, that's a ways away. You're still enjoying this one, I'm sure. 2 questions. Can you give us a little preview of what you can expect in terms of returners? And then how are you as far as the schedule goes? Have you locked in anybody non-league yet?
Great you said that. So we got 2 teams in the Alpha League, so there's 2 games we don't have to schedule. They're already in, right? So now we have 5. And we had a 2-year contract with Granite Hills, so that's good. Sarah, man, I love the guy over there of Gardena, right? He's a first-class guy, and we like playing each other just for the fact
Always a
you got
great game.
2 good programs that respect each other and play, so they stayed. And then Inglewood wants to play again, so that was great for us. That was an easy one. Yeah, we'll do that. And then we just we have a game 1 open that we're looking for. You know, it's so interesting how things work out. Ireland, global group says, hey, do you want to? We pursued that for a little bit, but man, that's a lot going across all the way over there and going out. Hawaii was huge, right?
Yeah,
but at least you're in the States still, going out of the country.
Ireland.
So we end up passing on that, but we're almost ready. We have a few people that we're talking to with game 1, and we'll see how.
You only need 2 more at this stage. That's pretty nice.
Listen, we had 9 in July, right?
Yeah, right.
So we have 9 in December, and we're happy about that.
Scheduling this year compared to last year is way easier then.
It's scheduling, just for the fact that now you have a full. We have
you know,
6
you got
teams
Yorba Linda and you got San Juan Hills.
It solves a lot of problems without question.
So, Coach, I want to pull up a couple photos. They're all football related. Kind of a trip through memory lane. Cole, can you pull up my monitor, please? Just kind of give me an instant reaction there. Can you name those coaches?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, for sure. So Big Pen, and then Jack Jensen is on the far end right there.
That's such a Jensen look too.
Yeah, for sure. He and I talk all the time. He was ended his career as a principal, and now he's happily retired. And then Joey Mesa, who played for us when I was assistant coach at Cypress High School. He's got his hands on his thighs right there, bent over with the headset on.
Is he still working on the oil derricks out in the ocean?
He is,
Okay.
So he came back as a former player playing there, and then John Iman, who's still with us but just ended his coaching career. He's going to retire. Yeah,
he's going out on top.
He's going out on top. He's the head track coach at Cypress High School too,
still is.
And he's going to move on to Texas. Now he and his wife are going to move to Texas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Dr. Ben Carpenter, probably the most passionate guy of all those guys standing there, who's our principal, who brought my wife and I to Cypress High School. Very, very involved in our football program. Coached football at Long Beach State and Linwood High School. And
do you hear from him anymore?
I do, yeah. Okay. We talk often.
Okay.
He's got the biggest book collection.
The library,
yeah. The whole wall.
It's 4 walls in there. I've been in there, which is pretty outstanding. And then Coach Dole, I see you back there, right in front of 51, right? Yeah. And then Mo, is that you with your hands?
That's him behind.
I got the vibe. I'm very good. I'm impressed.
I think I recognize your ear right there. So.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So that's a great picture.
I love that photo.
That was the last play of the Pacifica game when they were going for 2 to win it, and we stopped, and Vince Perry had that goal line tackle.
Unbelievable, right? I mean, we didn't know if he was in or if he was out. Game's
to this
over.
Day.
But
it's almost like the Franco Harris reception.
Yeah.
We could break that down forever, and we still don't know.
The referee's coming in on the sidelines, and he's getting ready to signal touchdown, and he ends up pointing. He's down.
Oh, man.
That's how close it was.
All right, next one, Cole. This is quick. I had to throw this in because of Dole and Coach Jones.
Yeah, Coach
Rest in peace, my friend.
Rest in peace for sure. Coach, we had a little game we played. Coaches, we get a little silly on the weekends, but anytime Coach Jones was in the office, we would go. Our lunchtime meal was moss because he didn't like it. So
I remember picking it up.
So it was so interesting. Yeah, so
and moss was good.
We would all be working, whatever, and of course you don't really plan on where you're going to go. And then we'd see Coach Jones walk into the office, and everybody look at each other like, "Oh, we're going to Moss for lunch," which I just had it for dinner the other night. I still love that place.
Still good over there in Anaheim.
Yeah.
Moss is great.
I think there's a couple of them there.
All right, let's fast forward a couple more. We're almost done. Cole, pull it up again. Sorry. Now, this was at Hawaii this year.
This is Coach Colby right smack in the middle there, our defensive coordinator, who was emotionally involved in everything, right? It doesn't matter what it is, and I mean that sincerely with great affection.
Sure.
Not anger, emotional, but just truly caring about the kids, and you see it right there. I mean, those are our players from this year's team, and when we're in Hawaii at a luau, that he posed a picture with them, and you see those Hawaiian shirts, the red on there, you can't really see it very well, but those are Griffins.
Oh.
So it's a one-off Hawaiian shirt, of course. Our booster president, Martin, took care of that.
Dude, that guy's on it.
Yeah. I mean, he first-classed us without question. And a side note on that is when we left, because we went through KSA and they did a great job for it, but when we left that luau, the people in charge of the luau came to us and said, this is by far the best group of kids we've ever had of all the teams that have come through here. So not only do we get a win, but that's probably the bigger win, right?
I got to ask you about that. And I never second-guess coaches because, they've all forgotten more about football than I'll ever know. But the way that game ended, they're on their 1 yard line going out. There's like 10 seconds left. If they take any, it's a tie, fine.
Right.
They run a play where the guy's throwing backwards to his running back.
No sense.
Okay, I'm thinking, I don't want to talk bad about coaches, but I'm just watching that with my mouth completely on my chin. Like,
Did that really just happen?
Well, that's what we were saying. So,
right?
we kicked. It's like 4th and 17 or whatever, right? We don't have any choice but to try and kick the field goal. And we've been practicing between 2 palm trees because we didn't have a goalpost. And Lenny, of course, he's like our 3 emergency kicker, and he happens to be the kicker this week, right? Yeah. And we're practicing again. He's doing a great job because the palm trees are very narrow, so it gives you more like a college feel. So we go, okay, let's kick it and go to overtime. So we kick it, he makes it, and then one of the assistants, Coach Snyder, who's just on top of everything, comes over and he goes, hey, by the way, the refs just said there's no overtime here in preseason. Ooh. And I go, oh, this is going to end in a tie? And then he goes, yeah. So we thought, okay, if we cover the kickoff, this is going to end in a tie. So we go, okay, at least we got out of here with the tie, right? And we kick off, right? They throw a vert, and it's incomplete. So there's time. Well, there's like 18 seconds left, and the quarterback drops back and he throws a lateral uncharacteristic, and Rambo does what he does and just creates havoc back there, and it ends up being a lateral, and he recovers it, and we're on the 1 yard line, and we're looking at, we have no timeouts left. There's 11 seconds left. What do we do? Do we just try and punch it in? But if we punch it in or don't punch it in, there's a chance this ends in a tie. We have golden opportunity. We got the 3 kicker, but it happens to be Lenny Ibarra. So all this stuff is going through your head when you're making this decision on trying to get out of there with a win instead of a tie, and you line up and you kick it, and it's good, and they called Lenny for leaning forward on the on the kick.
I've never heard that rule before.
Yeah, he's moving a little bit early, right? He's anxious.
Okay.
And
he false started as he's approach.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So they move us back 5, we line up, do it again, and they block it. But this time they're offside. So
wow.
I mean, your life is flashing before you. 3 plays in a row. It was 11
it.
seconds. It took 11 minutes. It felt like. And then we line up for the last one, and he kicks it, and it's good. And there's like 3 seconds left. We just got to cover the kickoff, and the game was over. So
that was a wild one.
We felt like all year long, as we look back, right? We reflect back on it. I can go deep into it, but I doubt you want to do it. But we felt like somebody else's hands were on this football team.
Team of destiny.
And they were a team of destiny without question. And there's so many signs throughout the season, and especially through the playoffs, where it just said, oh, okay, that wasn't necessarily us, but somebody else had rooted for us. And we'll take all the help we can get.
God is great.
All right, I got 2 more, Coach, and then you're off the hook. 1 more call, or 2 more.
Oh, yeah, that's this year after the game, right? Lane, who's on our far left right there, he's a former player of ours. And it's interesting how, everybody loves accountability, and we hold our kids to extreme accountability, and we think that's what we're doing for them, not to them. And when Lane came to us, his mom is very, very passionate lady and loves her son, and if she could murder me, I think she would at the end of the season, but because she didn't understand quietly what we were trying to do. And then here he is back coaching with us and holding kids to the same standards that we held him, right? It's just it's a full circle moment for us as a coach, where you're dealing with them, in high school, and then they come back, and you're so proud of who he is now.
And of course, Colby and I, you've been with forever, and Russ.
Right.
I couldn't find a picture with him, unfortunately, but he's one of the guys.
Yeah, and Greg Snyder, the guy that I was talking about earlier, that knows everything. Yeah, he's the guy in the blue shirt.
Yep, right there.
All blue shirt right there. He's a Los Al alum, played ball for them.
Okay.
Super passionate. Anything you want to know about Los Al football, you ask him, and he's kind of like the liaison between us and the guys that played before us, before we got there. So he's critical to our program.
All right, last one. This is a great photo. I had to include this.
Oh.
That's as cool as it gets.
Oh, that's awesome.
Father-son moment right there, right? There's nobody, and kids don't understand how much their fathers love them until they become fathers.
Sure.
And this is a time when, obviously this was after the championship game, but TJ came back. He was coaching at Southern Utah at GA, and they said, hey, they offered him a coaching position on staff to coach their quarterbacks at Southern Utah. And I get so proud of him, and he comes back and he goes, hey, I want to coach with you. I don't want to do the college thing. I go, man, you're brilliant. You're way beyond me. You're a brilliant football guy, and just kid in general. I think you're one of those $1 million coaches that could really make a big time living at college football. And he goes, I don't want to do. I want your life. You got a great life. And he goes, you argue against your life, and then I'll go back in college football. And I go, no, you're right. I got a great life. So the best part about the whole story for me is that there's 2 open desks in the office. One is right next to me, and the other open desk is all the way across the room. And I go, well, you pick one of those desks. These 2 are the ones that open. And he goes, I'll pick this one, which is the one next to me. And I go, hey, there's a reason that's open. Nobody wants to sit next to me, right? Nobody wants to sit next to me.
Just so you know.
It's a clear desk, And he goes, I know who you are. And I was like, man,
are the dynamics a little different in the coaching office with him than at home? I mean, I know he's always your son, but when you're coaching, is that kind of a interesting dynamic?
It never stops. It never stops, right? You're always coaching. You're always talking football. You're always whatever. On the way down here, he's in Arkansas right now with his wife. Yeah. And I was calling him on the way down here to talk to him, and we never stop talking about just football or life from a coaching standpoint. We'll go out to dinner, the 4 of us, the 2 wives.
Are you guys drawing plays on the napkins?
We'll start. Oh shoot! Wait. Okay, we gotta stop talking to each
other.
Right,
no, I get that.
Include everybody else. So.
Well, he's got a head coaching job coming up at Golden West.
Yeah. So
is he going to still be on your staff?
Yeah, because it's a spring.
Okay, cool.
Spring sport, and he's found a niche. He did a great job in club girls flag football. And they went all the way on, and they won the national championship of the club world of girls flag football. And he understands that world like I can. It's a different schematically, so he understands it, and which is hard for coaches to do, most difficult for 11-on coaches to do, is coach girls, because it's way different, right? And he understands that component of it. So it's a great niche for him to get. He was blessed to get the Golden West job, and they're excited about him. He's excited about it. They've started practice, and he has a great plan moving forward.
You bring up a great point, because coaching football for as long as I did, my first play when I did flag was zone pass. Well, you don't really run the ball in flag like we do in pads, so all that stuff is fine, but it doesn't really carry over to flag. It is a very different, skill set or mindset.
I think TJ's. Here's what I think. Flag football is growing. It's going to be massive. Yeah. Golden West is just a start. It's going to be a major D1 sport.
Well, that was what I was thinking. Why not SC or UCLA?
TJ Fenton, TJ Fenton will be the head coach at UCLA.
And he's building the resume now.
He will be, because he's at the ground level. He has a number 1 ranked team in the nation in the club football. He's a junior college coach, which is the highest level you can be at right now currently. It's going to go D1. It's going to get big. He's going to coach a big-time program before he's 40.
Yeah, all those JUCO guys have their foot in the door, which is huge.
Yeah, and like I said, he has that demeanor about him that works well with coaching girls. I remember I was coaching track, and we were just running repeats, and I thought I was encouraging this heat of girls coming through, and one of them stops at the end and starts crying. I walk, all right, what's wrong? She goes, you're yelling at me. And I go, I'm not yelling at you. And not everybody's like that. I'm just saying that's one incident where my personality might not go over so well if I'm trying to coach in a girls' sport. And girls hold on to stuff, boy. They don't let you. In 19 whatever, you said this. Right? I go, what do you mean? And guys usually get over stuff. So there's a vast difference when coaching the two, and both are great, man. I'm excited for the sport, and it's crazy how it's grown. And girls, I didn't really understand how passionate, how badly they really wanted to play football, not just sit there and watch the game. They're actually playing football now. We all knew Powder Puff, right? And we watched them and how crazy those games could get, and now it's an actual sport. It's an Olympic sport, and it's going to grow. You guys are right.
It's going to be big.
So, Coach, I want to end with a little fun segment. It's just a lightning round. These are real quick, simple, easy questions, just kind of an instant reaction. Dole, I'll fire off the first one.
Go for it.
On your current roster, which player would most likely be a future president?
The ones that play for this, Lenny Ibarra.
Lenny?
Yeah. He's going to West Point. Yeah. He's an incredible leader, but he doesn't seek that. He doesn't want to be that. He does what he has to do. He's not looking for the fame, the fortune, anything like that. He's just looking to serve. And if I had a vote, that'd be our guy, because he's not in it for himself. He's in it for the team. Okay. If he were to be the president, he'd be in it for the country, the entire country, not just a section of it. Right.
Okay.
All right. Which current player that you're coaching right now would make the best head coach in football?
You know, who I think is really might be leaning that way, and he's going to be shocked when I tell him that. This is Gavin Vera.
Gavin Vera?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. And it's
Your
interesting
neighbor.
because
Yeah, my neighbor. That's my guy.
he has taken us to task a whole bunch, you know, as coaches, and just his personality. But he understands the dynamics of coaching, not just on the field, but the personalities. And, you know, Bill Walton was probably the guy that pushed John Wooden the most as a player, right?
Being difficult and
Yeah. Right? And then when Coach passed, the guy that he talked to every single week and the closest former player to him was Bill Walton.
Right.
And Gavin is that guy that he sent me a text on Christmas. Merry Christmas, Coach. You know, thinking about you. So I think he has all the intangibles. Just a matter if he wants to do it, because they have great family business, right? I imagine he goes into that. But if you ask me who's the coaches, that's going to be him.
All right.
All right. Which player has the best shot to be a future MMA champion?
I think we're going with Leo. Because
Leo.
Sweet
yeah,
Lekowski.
That's my
I think
guy.
I think physically he has that build.
Yeah.
He has that you have to kill me before I quit mentality. He's such a sponge, and he wants to learn everything, right? He's not a transactional guy. You just can't say, hey, do this. He wants to know why I'm doing this.
He's the why
and
guy.
everything. And not in a negative sense.
Yeah.
He just has to know that. And I think he would be a great technician. I think he has the body for it and certainly the mentality.
Okay.
All right. Favorite stadium to play in that's not your home stadium?
Oh, I was just going to say on campus, man. It is so much
It's a great
yeah.
venue. It is fun.
Yeah, we don't. It feels like small town,
Yeah.
right? And you don't have to get on the bus. That's one of the only things.
Walk out.
Yeah, and we're always getting on a bus, and we have to fund the bus ourselves. It's a pain in the rear end, but to get out there and then get that outside locker room where we have it, and just get on the field that way makes it so much better for us as a team. And then get all those people around you, and always those Pop Warner kids are showing up when we're playing home games, and we love those guys around us. So
if you can't play at Losell High School, do you prefer playing like at Veterans Stadium?
it was Vets for us, yeah,
Okay.
because of the history of it.
Yeah.
I love football all the way back. I mean, I even read a book called The 12 Mighty Orphans that talked about this group of orphans back after World War II, you know, because their fathers passed or whatever it was in the war, and they were at this facility, and they started football. There's only 12 of them, but they became a powerhouse in Texas football.
Really?
They made a movie about it, but the book is unbelievable. But
And what's the name of the book again?
The 12 Mighty Orphans,
12
I think
Mighty
it
Orphans,
is. Yeah.
okay.
And they talked about it became so big with these 12 kids that they're playing in a championship game, and they got the ball on the 40 going in, and the whole back behind them on the field is covered with people. They're like playing on a 40-yard
wow.
field because everybody had rushed the field to watch the end of the game.
Wow.
And true story, right? So I just love the history of it, you know, the Vets, and I'm sad that they're tearing it down and obviously building a better new facility. But I'm a historian as far as that goes, and we got the chance to be the last football team to play there. It was a great honor for us.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you have a pro team growing up when you were a kid? Like, was there
Yeah, I always liked the local team, but in the 70s, it was really interesting. Way back when I was a kid, and, I loved the Steelers for whatever reason.
really?
I don't even know. And before they were even good, I loved the Steelers. I loved Mean Joe Green, and Rocky Blyer, and Franco Harris, and Terry Bradshaw,
Steel Curtain.
Lynn Swan. You know, all those guys, and the defensive guys who played old, fat, you know, just real physical football. And I can remember they're playing the Rams in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And
In Pasadena.
my mom and I are at it. You know, I'm just kind of taking it because she's talking to me because the Rams are winning. You know,
Yeah.
They were
I went
winning
outside
up
to play
until third
basketball
quarter,
because
right?
my mom was on me so much, and then the Steelers started coming back, and so I started watching the game again. You know, and ended up winning. But I don't think she talked to me for a week. Tells you the type of household I came in because my Steelers beat her Rams. Yeah,
The competitive fluids came from
she's
something.
super competitive. My mom, love her to death. Love that lady.
Do you have a favorite college or pro team that you root for now?
I root for guys that played for us, right?
Okay.
So, you know,
Gotta be a
Jamil
big SC
Douglas,
guy. Oh, Jamil. Yeah.
So whenever he was mostly a backup, but when the preseason, I would record all of his games, and then I would just watch him during the game, right? Just keep running the back like I was watching film. I get a chance to watch him, and he's such a great kid.
Yeah.
I say kid, because we're still in contact now, you know, and he has 2 beautiful children. And he invited me to his wedding, but I would text him after the game and just.
That's awesome.
I would never say coach him by any means, but I would just say, man, I'm so impressed with you and how you're playing and all that other stuff. So the coaches I know that I've built a relationship with over the many years, and the players that are on playing now, like USC, Mackay, and root for guys that, I mean, Ethan O'Connell at Miami, so I'm a Miami fan because he's playing there, and that head coach sat in our office with me for probably an hour.
Cristobal, was it? Mario. Mario Cristobal. Yeah. Thanks, Terrence.
So he sat in the office with us, and just a real guy. And when you two just sitting in the office, hanging out, talking, not necessarily about football, build a relationship with a guy, and all of a sudden now you're rooting for him because you know he's a really good dude.
Well, do you remember when Dennis Erickson came into the office at Cypress? I think it's when he was recruiting Jamil.
No, that was great. I remember I was in my class teacher.
Stories.
Yeah, Ray's all, hey, Dennis Erickson's here. You and I went sprinting to the football office.
Right.
Yeah, it's amazing how real those guys are. You know, Lincoln I can remember Lincoln Riley was at Oklahoma, and he was out doing whatever, recruiting, and I'm coaching practice, and all of a sudden I feel somebody standing like just in my blind spot right here, and I turn around, and it's Coach Riley, and he's like, man, this is beautiful out here. These mountains are here, you know. It's just like, I'm like, you're Coach Riley. You know what I mean?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, so I've been so blessed that way to meet so many amazing people through our sport, and even Coach Wooden. I got a text from a guy named Tom Sands who his son was at CDM, and he knew Coach Wooden's son, and he goes, hey, what are you doing Saturday? And I go, whatever you want, Tom. We have that relationship, right? Hey, whatever you want. You need some help doing something? And he goes, no, Coach Wooden wants to meet you. And I'm like, wait, what?
Say that again?
Yeah. Right. So we went and had breakfast with him, with TJ and I, and Tom Sands and his son, and Coach Wooden, his son, and his grandson. We just sat there and had about a 2-hour breakfast, and then he invited us over to his house by UCLA, and I was like, sure, let's go.
I remember seeing that picture of TJ with him.
Yeah. It's still up in my office. I have the picture of the 3 of us together, and so we're at his house for another 3 hours. And I just finished reading one of his books, so I had so many questions about, hey, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And he's just amazing man. But trying to shorten his story, that so his son said, okay, hey, we're all done now. It's 5 hours. You know what I mean? And he goes, anybody have to go to the bathroom? I go, yeah, I do, because it's a little bit of a drive back from Westwood. And I go in there, and the toilet won't flush, and I'm just panicked. I'm panicked.
Oh, my gosh.
And I'm just like, in my mind, I broke God's toilet, and I'm just like, please be something simple. I mean, we started with there's nothing else I could do in his life, right? My brother got all the gearness and the understanding of mechanics and all that stuff, and well, please be something simple. So I lifted up the back, and the chain somehow came unhooked.
Okay, so he pulled
thank
it.
God.
Yeah.
But that's, I just could not imagine going in there and breaking.
Well, it worked out.
John Wooden's toilet in the master bath.
Your parting gift.
Yeah, so it worked out. But it's a great story.
Yeah. Well, listen, Coach, we could spend hours here, but we really appreciate you coming down, spending time with us. You've had an amazing career, and how many more years do you have left? I mean, do you even think about that?
All depends on if TJ will hire me when he becomes a head coach. Right?
There we go.
I'll pick the desk next to him, and I'll try and serve him as well as he served our programs over the year. I mean, it's amazing experience to be able to do what we've done just in general, right, and then do it with your own son as a player, and then now as a coach, and now our offensive coordinator is just so grateful and so blessed. And for you guys, too, and the relationship we've had over 20 years at Cypress High School, which was incredible days.
Well, you gave me my first coaching job. You know that, right?
Don't blame me for that.
You and Mike Cobley brought me on board at Cypress, so I have a debt of gratitude to you, because I'm not here doing this today if it's not for you.
Well, you know, Bear Bryant says you just hire good people, and you can teach whatever you want with coaching-wise, but you can't teach good people. And if you're a good person, you can get on our staff without question. We're grateful to have both of you guys work with us.
We appreciate that.
That means a lot.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, listen, congratulations on all your success. We're looking forward to next
Champion.
year. I'm already missing football. It's only been a couple of weeks. I'm ready to get back at it.
Back in the weight room in about 10 days, so that's where it all happened. So we'll get back after
Well, enjoy the break. You've earned it, and we're looking forward to next year.
All right, thanks, fellas. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach.
Awesome.
Thank you for tuning in today. Thank you to Cole Menzinger, Taryn Rodriguez. We'll be back with more content. Remember to go to sunsetrewind.com. Like and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and X, all that good stuff. Go Sunset Rewind. Take care, everyone. Have a great week. Happy holidays. God bless.